It's been a while, I know, but nonetheless, as I return once in a blue moon, I gaze into the deep, dark abyssal anus that is Planetside. The jet diarrhea comes spraying outward. Still, it's nothing I'm not used to by now. Now, as the video title tells you, I'm here to give some suggestions. It's pointless and hopeless, I know, much like beating a dead horse, which is why I do it in the first place. So let's begin. We begin with the oldest bugbear of mine. Biolabs. We really don't need those bases. Sure, 1 or 2 across all continents would be okay, but having 3 in all of the continents is just disgusting. See, these bases are like the chimp section in the zoo. PCs are thrown around with such accuracy and skill that you start to wonder why do you even bother to wake up in the morning as a platoon leader. Yet, as a solo player, you go in, die, get rest, fart about, and then die again. Biolabs, in essence, are like a weird analogy to the game itself, a massive chimp grinding orgy. So I say remove them and improve the battle flow. Next in the list is, oh yeah, another base that is as pointless as Biolabs but took less time, less thought and less effort to create and put in game. The construction bases in Hosin. Am I the only one who remembers devs saying that these were just placeholders? Of course not. Yet it seems that for whatever reason, instead of redesigning continents that desperately need it, someone in the dev team thinks it's a brilliant idea to keep redoing the center of Indar. Constantly, probably while furiously jacking. Then they wonder why no one likes playing on other continents. Herpaderp! So at the very least, get rid of those lazy and poor excuses for base design called construction sites. Oh hey, you know what's great to know? The stats! Yes, stats are quite important to know, which is why we don't use the old stat descriptors, if you can call them that. Then tell me, why don't we have the same thing for weapon attachments too? No, seriously, what good reason do you have to not show all the stats that attachments will change? I would love to hear that brilliant excuse. So come on guys, take time out of your busy lootbox making day and make some improvements for this rather crucial aspect of the game. And speaking of equipment, VR training is a great place to test things out. So you know what would be a really good idea to do? Perhaps adding some moving targets to VR and a few other things. Otherwise the whole thing feels rather barren and stale, like a dog shit. But no, seriously, adding things to VR would be really useful, like shooting enemies. After all, that would help to test out all the suit slots and other things. And hey, after testing with the new things, some players might actually deem these tools and other random dildos worth buying. So it's worth a consideration, don't you think? Now that I think of them good old days, the old TheYamiks remembers this thing called vehicle warping, a feature that was decent part of Planetside 1 experience, and to this day, not a part of Planetside 2. You know what I love? Not waiting for nanites to regenerate so I can summon another glowing and vibrator covered liberator. You know, even being Vanu, I can't explain why we can't use the same technology that makes things spontaneously appear from the space magic, nanites, also used to transfer my stuff to another continent. Do you know why? And once more, the old man TheYamiks states, back in my day, when I first dropped on Araxis, immediately breaking my both kneecaps and respawning, I picked up my weapons and not knowing what is what, I tried to kill someone with a recon dart. A mistake many of us have made. And after Crossbow got introduced, it too was able to shoot these darts. Now, I hate this fact and I think it should be removed because it gives other classes recon abilities that is supposed to be infiltrator shtick, but okay, I'm not here to suggest that. Today, at least, what I would like to see is just a little damage dealt by recon tool. Seriously, it would be super funny to get kills and getting killed by this tool. Let's see. Okay, so here's a little thing. I'd love to see customizable HUD. See, if you want to play without HUD, you can do that by just pressing Ctrl F10, or was it Ctrl F11? Well, no matter. When you do that, you lose everything. So that got me thinking, how about just give us the option to disable and enable some different parts of HUD? You know, sort of make it your own. Then moving on as a quality of life improvement, I'd love to see scout rifle buffs. What? Yes, I love my infiltrator's tight spandex perhaps a bit too much, but still, scout rifles are worse than SMGs. And if you think about it, they ought to be more precise to compensate for the low damage and overall effectiveness, making it into a marksman's weapon. But nope, pick up any Empire-specific scout rifle and it starts jumping up, down, left and right, like a horse corpse in one of those horse caravans tumbling down a cliff. So, you know, at the very least they need accuracy improvements on recoil. Now for the best part. Remove the loot boxes, you whale-hunting wannabes! We all know this is a free-to-play game, but loot boxes, aka implant abortions, are just insulting to be put in-game. Instead of offering something specific that the player can buy, you offer a Bobby's First gambling feature. And yes, I've been watching too much Jim Sterling, but he's right. And this is just pathetic to have random item boxes instead of real items to get. To give you an analogy, how would you feel if devs were to create similar loot boxes for cosmetics, items, and weapons? So if you want to get a super cool Viper helmet or Pulsar C, go buy tons of boxes in hopes to get that one thing you really want. No. Just no. This is not acceptable. Offer your players a real service for things they choose. Not let them get beaten over the head with a pimp cane by the damn RNGesus. And guess what? Implants at this point borders on pay to win. And finally, you all knew this was coming. At least those that know me. Vehicle hacking. I want it and we need it. I love the idea and it was a complete cock tease to showcase this video, guys. My balls have never been bluer. In fact, I think they developed their own Eiffel 65 band just for this. But nonetheless, these were my quality of life improvement suggestions, and I know you all have probably your own ideas on this, so hey, why not share it down below. But if there's one thing I'd like to see done, it's the loot box flaming garbage to be destroyed.